AMD shares popped 2.24% to $137.82 on Wednesday, bouncing back after Monday's 1.7% dip, a tumble prompted by an aggressive price slash on its Ryzen CPUs ahead of Amazon Prime Day. And if you were watching the pre-market on Thursday, you'd have cheered as AMD ticked up another 0.74% to $138.84, suggesting investors are shrugging off any margin pressure fears. Why the big discounts? In anticipation of Prime Day, AMD cut the MSRP on two marquee desktop processors, Ryzen 9 9950X, from $649 down to $434, a whopping 33% off. Ryzen 5 9600X, from $279 down to $165, an eye-popping 41% markdown. These deals transform top-tier CPUs into almost impulse buys. No need to remortgage your house to build a killer gaming rig. Consumer gold, investor red flags. From a gamer's or content creator's POV, these cuts are like Christmas in July. I just snagged a 16-core beast for less than the price of last year's mid-range card. Bless you, AMD. But on the trading floor, some eyebrows raised. Are these deep discounts eroding AMD's pricing power? And what about profit margins? Can AMD afford to keep cutting and still hit those guidance numbers? YDD rally keeps chugging. Despite the flash sale jitters, AMD's 2025 story remains upbeat. Year-to-date, the stock is up 11.66%, buoyed by robust Q1 earnings, revenue plus 36% YOY, gross margin up to 54%, and broad enthusiasm for chipmakers in the AI boom. AI-led demand is lighting the fuse. Let's face it, chips are the unsung heroes of the AI revolution. Every training cluster, every inference engine, every smart data center needs silicon muscle, and AMD's data center portfolio, EPYC CPUs, Instinct GPUs, has been gobbling up market share from incumbents. Think of AMD's chips as the sprinters in an Olympic relay, taking the baton from general-purpose CPUs and handing off to GPU marathoners for long-distance AI workloads. Politically charged tailwinds. Enter the One Big, Beautiful Bill, signed into law on July 4, 2025, which supercharges U.S. chip manufacturing with tax credits of up to 35% for new fab investment, versus 25% under the old CHIPS Act. A separate analysis notes that NVIDIA, Intel, Broadcom, Micron, AMD and other chipmakers stand to benefit from these incentives. Imagine a giant buy one, get one free sale, except it's for billion-dollar factories. That's potentially hundreds of millions in cash back to chipmakers when they break ground on U.S. fabs. Margin sustainability. Here's the math. Pre-cut gross margin, Q1 2025 54%. Potential margin squeeze from price cuts, depends on product mix, but on high-end desktop parts like the 9950X, margins can slip by 5 to 8 points if costs aren't reined in. So far, analysts aren't panicking. Models suggest cloud and data center sales, higher margin, will expand fast enough to offset desktop softness. Scenario Spotlight. The PC building family. Meet the Carters, parents of two, both work from home. They build a mini gaming rig for their college-aged son using the discounted Ryzen 5 9600X at $165, and a Ryzen 9 9950X workstation for mom's video editing side hustle at $434. Total parts cost saved? Over $300 versus MSRP. Money they reallocate to better RAM and a cooler. This microcosm shows how AMD's discounts can broaden its user base, boosting volumes, even if the ASP, average selling price, dips. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. AMD versus Intel, the competitive spark. Intel has its own chip price promotions, but AMD's architectural lead, chiplet design, TSMC process nodes, gives it a performance edge. Discounts help counter objections like Why pay Intel's higher MSRP when AMD beats you in multi-core and power efficiency? Tax credit turbocharging. A deeper dive. Section 48D credit bump to 35% for chip fab capex. Potential cash refunds from IRS for qualifying projects under construction by end 2026. In practice, a $5 billion fab expansion could net $1.75 billion in tax credits, a gargantuan subsidy that underwrites R&D and reduces effective unit costs over decades. The AI server village metaphor. Picture a city of data centers, each rack a village of EPYC CPUs and Instinct GPUs. Now imagine every village being plopped down with a big "Thanks, Uncle Sam" banner thanks to the new tax credits. That's billions in capex unlocked, accelerating AI deployment coast to coast that could symbolically 200x. Risks on the horizon. Supply chain bottlenecks. TSMC capacity is finite. NVIDIA's orders can crowd out AMD if not managed. Regulatory heat. Antitrust and export control scrutiny on advanced nodes, sub 3 nanometers. Cyclical downturn. PC demand can slump if consumer sentiment sours. But AMD's diversified end markets, PC plus data center plus embedded, cushions cyclicality. The data center derby. Example. Hypothetical. CloudCo spins up 3 new AI clusters, each with 1,000 AMD Instinct GPUs and 2,000 EPYC CPUs. At list price, that's $700 million in hardware. But with tax credits, CloudCo nets back over 25% of that spend. The ROI on AI services just got that much juicier. AMD's roadmap. What's next? Zen 6 CPUs and CDNA 3 GPUs in late 2025, projected to reclaim market leadership at 3 nanometers. APU, push, tighter CPU/GPU fusion for laptops and edge devices. Software stack, RCM enhancements to lock in data center GPU workloads. Each roadmap item is a lever to counterbalance any desktop margin pressures. Short term, price cuts boost volume, delight consumers, but risk margin erosion if prolonged. Medium term, AI demand and U.S. tax credits are powerful tailwinds that should lift blended margins back up. Long term, leadership in architecture and roadmap cadence, Zen 6, CDNA 3, will determine AMD's sustainable pricing power. Vertical markets, where AMD's silicon shines. AMD isn't a one-trick pony, its chips span multiple industries. Gaming consoles. The PS5 and Xbox Series X/S run custom AMD APUs, moving hundreds of millions of units worldwide. When console launch season hype kicks in, that royalty stream hits AMD's income statement like clockwork. High-performance computing. HPC national labs and universities deploy EPYC CPUs for climate modeling, genomics, and physics simulations. Remember that time researchers crunched pandemic spread models? Chances are they did it on AMD Iron. Automotive and edge. From in-car infotainment to autonomous vehicle test rigs, AMD's embedded portfolio is quietly under the hood, powering next-gen dashboards and sensor fusion arrays. Picture a self-driving Uber fleet in Manhattan. In each car, an EPYC-powered onboard computer fuses LiDAR, camera, and traffic flow data in real time. That's AMD's footprint on your morning commute, sans bumper to bumper. Strategic partnerships. Teaming up for victory. AMD's ecosystem grows through alliances. Microsoft Azure, joint engineering to optimize EPYC for Azure's Xeon-dominated data centers, resulting in proof points of cost and performance leadership. Google Cloud, early access programs for Instinct GPUs and ROCm software, cultivating dev community love, and locking in hyperscalers who crave diversity in their silicon stacks. Sony and Microsoft, consoles long-term royalty agreements that smooth out revenue volatility. AMD gets paid whether the chip ships or not. This trifecta of hyperscaler, cloud, and console partners provides AMD with both scale and stability, like having 3 golden geese in your backyard. Note this as well: fear God, and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come, and worship Him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night. Who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Revelation 14 verses 7 to 11. If we fully obey the Lord, the Creator of heaven and earth, and carefully follow all His commandments, He has promised to set us high above all the nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 28. We shall be blessed when we come in and when we go out. I appeal to you to accept God and let Him be your guide, for He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful content. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Faith and prayer will do what no power on earth can accomplish. See you in the next video by God's mercy.